We got him up.
That was amazing, man. Now let's save the others.
We need to get back to the suite and help Sasha and Mia.
But
Clean up the rest of your mess, okay?
Man, those glasses. Just dangling.
Got me there, Norma.
Welcome to the Roundup, episode 26, where we corral all the freshest news stories and bring it to you live every Thursday at 5 p.m. from downtown Canada. This week we go through all the biggest announcements from Gamescom 2021, China setting limits on teenagers' playtime, Battlefield 2042 beta leaked, and much more. Thank you again for the click, and I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Cole_Drake41 and enjoy the video. How do I? Okay, I have to smack that thing. Oh shit, almost dead. That's not good. I need some help. Alright, first news story. This is an interesting news story from China. CNN Business. China bans kids from playing online video games during the week. Hong Kong/Beijing. China has barred online games under the age of 18 from playing on weekdays and limited their play to just 3 hours most weekends, making a significant escalation of restrictions on the country's massive gaming industry. Starting this week, minors will be allowed only an hour to play time between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Friday, weekends, and public holidays. According to the statement from Chinese media watchdog, the National Press and Publication Administration, that was posted by the state news agency, I think the X you pronounce as Z. I think it's Xinhua on Monday. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. Before I get into the full news story, obviously China is a communist, country, so freedoms aren't as as readily available to like most people living in Western countries, which is one thing that we should be grateful for, that we have the freedom to do whatever we want and not be restricted by what people or the government says. And once the government gets too involved in your life, like it kind of messes with a lot of your life, like this, they're forcing kids to play, like they're doing stuff that's like what a parent should do, like a parent should be the one who sets the limits to like how many hours your kid can play games for, right? Like the government shouldn't do that, the government shouldn't come in and like be in your business saying like, okay, you have to, like, how are they gonna enforce this, are they gonna just cut off servers from like between like 6 to 8 and then only 8 to 9 to turn on the servers for all the games? Like, how does this work? Like, I don't get how they're able to enforce this if they can cut the servers down. It's just a weird thing to do. Like, I get it. China's trying to catch up to the United States in terms of overall wealth. Their GDP is pretty good. I think they're second in the world now in terms of total GDP, and their GDP per capita is not as good as the States, obviously. So they're trying to get to that level. They're trying to get everybody up to like an economic standing. Create a middle class, create jobs and all that stuff. That's all. It's all great. Like, I get it. You get, like, China was in the 90s was like barely a third world country, very poor. And once they started opening up these specific regions like Shanghai, Beijing, and Hong Kong, or like the Guangdong area. I forgot what it's called. There's a metro area which has Shenzhen, Hong Kong, Guangzhou, and a bunch of other cities, and those regions are allowed to have more free capital environments, right? So again, one of the things about a lot of these countries that have capitalistic environments is that they have freedom for their they have the freedom for their citizens to do whatever they want, right? And once you don't have that freedom, there's certain things that won't grow the GDP, right? If you're restricting people's times on games and stuff like that, you're restricting their freedoms to do what they want, and that's not good for people in general. But let's continue the story. The NPPA noted this week that the rules were being issued at the beginning of the new school semester putting specific requirements for preventing the addiction to online video games. That's another big issue. Is there's a lot of addiction to video games as well as there is a lot of addiction to a lot of stuff like alcohol, weed, drugs, all that stuff. There's addictions to everything. Protecting the healthy growth of minors. Investments were quick to react. NetEase slumped 3.4% during the trading hours in what is NetEase? Is that like a famous Chinese stock or something? New York on Monday. Tencent suffered roughly the drop in Hong Kong on Tuesday before ticking back up 1.6%. An escalating crackdown. In the recent months, China has embarked on a major clampdown on private enterprise, which has engulfed some of the country's top players. Initially, it appeared that the regulators' main target was the booming tech sector, but lately that has expanded to reach other industries such as private education. Alicia Yap, an analyst at Citi, said that they expected the impact of the latest curbs on gaming companies to be minimal, with less than a low single-digit hit on China's revenue for both Tencent and NetEase. I've never heard of NetEase. It's got to be a big company if they're mentioning it with Tencent, because Tencent owns pretty much. Tencent owns a lot of each of the big video game publishers. Oh wait, no, NetEase. Sorry, they own a lot. Like they own like 10% of Ubisoft. They own a bunch of. Starting Guangzhou. Let me see. I just want to know who these people are. Tencent. NetEase, one of the largest video game companies in the world. NetEase includes Westward Journey series, Tian Axia 3, Heroes of Tang Dynasty, Ghosts 2. None of these games I've ever heard in my life. I think they're just like specific to China and only come out in China. So I have no idea. But they partner with Blizzard to operate Chinese versions of World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, and Overwatch. So okay, that's what. They're just like the distributor of those games in China. Okay, that said, we believe this will represent another setback to the industry's potentially send another wave of negative sentiment to the market and lower investor overall expectations for future gaming industry growth. She wrote in a note to clients Tuesday. At the news conference Monday, a spokesperson from the NPPA said that the strict new curbs were in response to complaints from parents. Many parents said that teenagers' addiction to online games seriously affected their studies and physical and mental health, leading to a series of social problems, making many parents suffer, said the unidentified representative, according to the report by Xinhua. In recent years, the Chinese government implemented a registration system which required people who played computer games to do under their real name, allowing companies to check up on them. This is just weird. This week is reiterated policy with the NPPA, noting that online game enterprises shall not provide game services to any form to users who have not registered or logged in with their real name. That's so fucking weird. They have your real name. They probably have your address. They probably have everything on you. In a statement Tuesday, Tencent said it had been working on various new technologies and functions for the protection of minors since 2017. That will continue as Tencent strictly abides and actively implements the latest requirements from Chinese authorities. The company added, Tencent has previously noted that the amount of revenue it earns from minors playing games is relatively small. In the most recent earnings presentation, it said that the players under the age of 16 accounted for 2.6% of its gross game receipts. That can't be right. Only 2.6%? There's no way. That's very tiny. You think it'd be a lot more than that, because obviously, like, people over the age of 16 play video games, but video games, like, are like really popular within younger people as well. So that really doesn't make any sense that only 2.6%. Martin Lau, the company's president, also said that at the time there are a lot of new regulations that will be coming, but we are pretty confident that we can be compliant. The Chinese tech giant has already made headlines earlier this month for announcing limits on the amount of time minors could spend playing the company's online games, such as the popular title Honor of Kings. Under these rules, minors could play the game for only 2 hours on holidays and an hour on other days. The statement came after a newspaper owned by Xinhua published lengthy analysis and used terms such as spiritual opium. Spiritual opium. So funny. Obviously, they would use opium. Opium is a very Chinese drug, an electronic drug to describe the harmful effects of gaming on children. NetEase did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The new rules prompt outcry on Chinese social media. There are many users complained that they were too strict. You think? This policy presumes that the gaming is bad, wrote one user on Weibo, China's Twitter-like platform. I'm surprised he hasn't been killed yet. Like, you're against the Chinese government? You're dead. Like, I don't even know how they probably censor the shit out of Weibo. I can only imagine. Are the ages of 7 and 17 the same? Asked another Weibo users. Others fretted that it would ultimately put the country behind in the world of competitive gaming. Obviously, competitive esports gaming, there's a lot of money in that. And if you're stifling these, obviously there's most people are not going to become professional video game players. Sorry, let me just drink water. Most people are not, but there's a certain percentage of that will, and they can create a pretty good salary with that, and they can improve the economy doing that. So if you're going to stifle the competitive gaming, China doesn't have the future for esports then. It's impossible for teens to train, wrote a third Weibo user. Kids in other countries will win the world championship at 17 years old while we start playing the game at 18. It's sad, man. It's just another reason why, be grateful for the country that we live in, obviously. Battlefield 2042 beta's release date has seemingly been leaked by an Italian retailer. So this is from VGC. The beta could be next week. Okay, according to the listing on Media World, the beta will take place between September 6th and 11th. VGC has asked Electronic Arts for comment on its authenticity. A promotional image in the listing reads in Italian, pre-order this product by September 3rd and you will receive access to the early beta of the game September 6th to 11th. An EA spokesperson declined to comment on the specific retail listing. When asked, VGC stated, Our open beta release window is September. The Battlefield 2042 beta release date has been set for September 22nd. Two separate sources have claimed. So they're going to have the beta open for people who pre-order the game, and then it's going to open up to everybody, which is good. It'll help with the servers and stressing them out. I don't think, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I don't think Battlefield 5 had a beta. I would have to Google that, but I know that game had a lot of server issues. So I would have to Google it, but pretty sure it didn't. EA original story continues. EA Sports has previously confirmed the Battlefield 2042 beta open beta will launch September, but has yet to give an official date. EA Play members and customers who pre-ordered any version of the game will receive early access in the open beta. It also confirmed Thursday. I wonder if you have EA Play Origins, or no, EA Play Pro, which is their subscription service to play any game. So you pay like a monthly service and then you can play any EA game. I wonder if you can get into the beta earlier, or do you have to buy it? Well, let's keep reading. The standard edition of Battlefield 2042 is set to release on October 22nd, priced at $59.99 for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and $69.99 for Series X, Series S, and PS5. I just don't get how they can charge $60 for the PC version, but charge $70 for the Xbox Series X and PS5 version. Because the PC version is the superior version of the game. So it doesn't make any sense that they're charging it $10 extra. And I wonder if the PC version is going to go up in price as well, which is definitely going to suck. However, players who choose to pre-order the Battlefield 2042 Gold Edition, $89 on PC, $99 on console, even the Gold Edition is cheaper, or Battlefield 2042 Ultimate Edition, $109 on PC and $119 on console, will receive early access to the game beginning October 15th. Okay, so it'll come out a week earlier. Battlefield 2042's new Hazard Zone will be inspired by Battle State game FPS Escape from Tarkov. I've heard good things about the game. I've never actually tried it. game's private tech playtest recently suggested. According to details shared on social media by community data miner at Temporal, the mode, which is yet to be officially detailed by DICE, will have players battling AI enemies and fighting to reach extraction points without losing their loot. In Escape, okay, so there's going to be a PvE mode, player versus everyone. In Escape from Tarkov, players are assigned to an extraction point, and on the other side of the map, they must fight against other players and AI enemies in order to reach that point and escape with their collected loot. In addition to these standard extractions, players are also given the opportunity to use optional extraction points that must achieve certain objectives in order to do so, such as acquiring certain piece of loot. Battlefield 2042's invite-only tech test took place PC. So people have already been playing Battlefield 2042. There's a bit of gameplay out there if you guys want to check it out. On PC and Xbox last month, DICE canceled Battlefield 2042's technical playtest for PS5 due to critical issues. Testing will accommodate a few thousand participants ahead of wider testing and open beta scheduled for September. So judging by the date, it's going to be September 26th, and it seems like pretty good sources. Obviously, I don't know what it is. It's about the European retailers always like leak information for some reason. I don't know why it is. They're like always the biggest leaks about games release dates and like console release dates come from European retailers. I don't know why that is, but apparently that's their thing. That's what I've heard. All right, on to the next news story. Sony announces PlayStation Showcase promises sneak peek at the future of PS5. So the event is set for September 9th. What's the date today? Today's 2nd. September 9th is a Thursday. And it's a 4 p.m. Okay, so Sony is announcing that it will hold a special PlayStation Showcase on September 9th. The event will start at 4 p.m., 1 p.m. PT, and will run for 40 minutes in what is being teased as a look into the future of PS5. Sony says the showcase will include updates on PlayStation Studios and a look at games releasing this holiday and beyond. Sony could be ready to launch the Ps5 software update, and it has been beta testing an update that unlocks M.2 SSD support, and also includes some UI improvements to the PS5 dashboard and 3D audio support for built-in TV speakers. There's a tweet: PlayStation Showcase 2021 broadcast live next Thursday. Full details in the link. Get a sneak peek of the future of PS5. So we're hoping, because a lot of the previous streams and showcases didn't really show much in terms of like the studio games. So I think we're gonna get more announcements. We're probably gonna get Gran Turismo gameplay. I think we'll finally get some God of War gameplay. I think it's about time. They've been working on this game for about 3 years now, so I'm hoping to see some God of War gameplay. I'm just hoping. I was actually playing that. My brother just came over recently, and he brought his PS4, and I've been playing that game. And I played about I would say 6 hours of it. It's a really good game. And it's unfortunate he's got to go, so I don't know. But he said he might leave the PS4 with me. But I might stream that game. If he leaves the PS4, I might just stream it. That might be a good idea, because I do have a capture card that I can use on the PS4. So we'll have to think about it. I'll have to ask him. But yeah, single key. Okay. So while the promise of what's next for PS5, Sony's new PlayStation VR headset won't make the appearance at the showcase. Next-gen PSVR was reportedly detailed at Developer Summit recently, revealing that the headset connects to the PS5 with a single cable. The headset also includes higher resolution OLED, 2000 by 2000 pixels per eye, and an improved 110-degree field of view. Sony is still promising plenty of great games to develop, large to small. It's also likely we'll get another look at Horizon Forbidden West, sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, and that will recently be delayed to February 18, 2022. I'm pretty sure we all knew that was not coming out this year. They would have announced that earlier if they knew it was coming out this year. Some final gameplay of Deathloop, exclusive that launches later this month. Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that. I will stream that. It's at 4 p.m. on Thursday. All right. Next news story. All the best of Gamescom. So Gamescom happened last week. So let's just go through some of the bigger announcements that happened at the event. We'd forgive you if you didn't manage to watch the opening night live from Gamescom 2021, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't still be up to date to the latest announcements. Okay. So this is one of the more interesting announcements that Xbox had a showcase, but it didn't really show. It showed Forza Horizon, showed the first 8 minutes of Forza Horizon 5. It had a few updates on certain games, but Halo Infinite was actually saved for Jeff Keighley's show, and that's where they announced the December 8th release date and the first trailer for the Battle Pass that's going to be shown, and the new character. What's her name? Greenia, I think, right? And her origin story. The new trailer also shows multiplayer content that will be playable at launch. Some of the bad news from Halo fans is real that the game won't include very popular co-op campaign mode or Forge mode released. They'll be arriving 3 to 6 months. It sucks, but it's just I'd rather just have the game. They've spent so much time on this. For any Halo fans that haven't upgraded to the Xbox Series X yet, Microsoft is launching a special edition Halo console. Let me show you guys what it looks like. I think it's a beautiful looking console, honestly. You know what the great thing about the Xbox Series... Okay, look at this. Look at this bad boy. Let me play this video, actually. Let me switch back to... Play the trailer. I think the great thing about having a console that's very simple in design, it makes it easier to customize. We need to fight. Like the PS5, I think it might be harder to make special editions of because this is just a very different and unique look. But the cool thing about the Series X console is that it's a box, right? It's a cube. It's kind of like a monolith, but you can have different art on each side of the monolith. And each side could showcase a different thing about the console, which I think makes it easier for special editions. So I think this Series X is gonna have a lot more interesting special editions. Like, look on the left side, there's a different design that carries on to the front. Now to the right, I think they have the 20th anniversary logo. So I think it's gonna be a lot easier for Microsoft to come up with ideas for custom designs. The post on let me go back. So that was Halo Infinite. Call of Duty Vanguard Sledgehammer revealed that it's working on the latest installment of Call of Duty franchise. Gamescom was a perfect place to show off the gameplay. You can check out the 10-minute uninterrupted gameplay from the single player campaign, which showcases the Battle of Stalingrad, one of the most bloodiest battles in the history of just war in general. I'm a big history buff, so I'm glad that they are showing more of the Eastern Front, because obviously a lot of these games are built, they're made in America or the UK, so they have a Western bias. And honestly, the Soviet Union, I'm not a huge fan of the Soviet Union, but one of the greatest things the Soviet Union ever did was win World War II. They were the ones who beat Nazi Germany, because they had more casualties, they had more deaths. They literally were the ones that, I think, if it wasn't for them, I don't think like the West or like the Allies would have won. So Horizon Forbidden West. Sad to say, obviously announced Forbidden West has been delayed till next year. Not even that far, only February 22nd, so it's not really that far into next year. So it was probably close to making launch, but they wanted to polish it a little bit more. So the good news is now Guerrilla has more time to take in its worthy sequel, and pre-order will be opening up on September 2nd. Plus, if you're still playing the original Horizon Dawn game, it's just patched to run 60 frames on PS5. Okay. Midnight Suns. So XCOM developer. Oh yeah, this is the Marvel game that's being developed by by XCOM developer for Axis. It's going to be a tactical RPG. Not like a game that I'm into. So, but it looks XCOM has a pretty good pedigree of games from what I've heard. I've never played any, but they have a lot of fans. So I think adding that with the Marvel universe is gonna be really good. Death Stranding director's cut, so they're trying to obviously add new content to the game and trying to get more sales because Death Stranding, I've heard that it did not really sell well, and Sony didn't really. I don't think. I think the rumors are that Microsoft's gonna come in and try to not buy Kojima Productions because I think Kojima does not want. They want to be like they want to be more independent. They don't want to be owned by a company again, like they were by Konami. So I think they're gonna probably maybe make a deal with Microsoft because Microsoft's looking for content, any kind of video game content. So there's a new director's cut with new features and stuff like that. Saints Row is getting a rebooted treatment. The open world action game will be coming out next year, and it's simply called Saints Row. We're sure that won't cause any confusion. Luckily, it seems that everyone will be able to check out the new game as it will be available on PS4, PS5 series, all this stuff. Okay, this was coming out February 25th. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a lot sooner than we expected. Lego Star Wars. No, Lego Star Wars was released. Super Monkey Ball Mania. Shredder's Revenge. This is interesting. Let's check this out. I haven't seen this yet. Are they making a remake of the OG TMNT? Okay, so they're trying to make like a Double Dragon OG TMNT version of this game. A lot of these games are coming back. They're coming back into style. Like, was it Battletoads came back? I played Battletoads on the Game Pass for a bit. That game is frustrating. Speeder bike, like they could have made a lot. I guess they wanted to keep the difficulty up because the original Battletoads was also very hard. You play as the girl. I forget her name. Is it Jane? Shredder's Revenge. I like the 80s style music. Oh, it's like being published by Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon's trying to make games now? I guess. Everybody's trying to get into it. Splitgate. This is a game that's... okay, so... Interesting. I really want to check it out. Actually, it's free to play, so... I probably should check it out and stream it just to see how it is. Splitgate has gotten some positive buzz recently due to the Halo-like combat and Portal-esque gameplay mechanics during Gamescom. It was announced that the game's open beta will be extended. Season 0 will become available with free updates now ready to download, and multiplayer shooter will now be adding new features such as Battle Pass that can be purchased and completed for in-game rewards. There's also a new impressive looking map, some close combat modes to dig into. Let's check out a video actually. I haven't really seen much footage of this game, but I've heard good things from different streamers and different content creators that I watch. I don't know what's going on. Why is this like the characters? Look at the guns. The guns look like Halo. The jumping mechanics, Portal. This looks really interesting. You know what? I'm gonna have to give this a download. And I think the intention is to keep it free to play and just add like a battle pass system. The art style is very Halo-esque. I would say Halo-esque combined with the Apex Legends. Oh, that gun looks like a battle rifle. Oh, it's on Steam. Okay, that's how you download it on PC. I definitely got to give that a download. Amazon has been working on a new MMORPG open world. All right, let's check out this last trailer, and then I'll take a quick 1-second pee break, and then we will head back into Psychonauts 2.
The stories you've heard. They don't tell the whole truth. is indeed a place of legend. There is power and vast riches as well. But many who've sought to claim them have simply vanished without a trace.
This is Amazon's like first big game to get into the video game industry.
Your ship is stocked and your crew assembled. Chart your course and your fate. We can pretend no longer. This corruption must be stopped.
I don't know if I like the art style. It seems too in between, like realistic and cartoony. It doesn't really go one way or another. It tries to get a little middle in the middle.
Of your crew.
Play open beta September 9th to 12th. Okay, what's the date today? Interesting. Is this only going to be on their streaming service, or can you download this and play it? That's one thing. Because what is it? Like their streaming service is Amazon Luna, right? I think. Okay. I have to Google more about that. Okay. Thank you again for the click. And if you want to catch the Roundup live, it's at 5 p.m. on Thursdays. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Cole _ Drake 41. And you guys have an amazing day. Wait, no. Maybe if I start with judgment, decisions, colors. Okay, that stopped. So judgment to decisions. Decisions to the spot. To wisdom. And then victory. Okay, so I can't go from wisdom to victory. Okay, let's try that again. Was it decisions to judgment? Judgment and quitting, okay. Okay. So if I start with judgment, okay, that was it. I said with moderation.
Give up. Smart people don't try. Maybe I should just give up. Smart people don't try.